Hi everyone, and welcome to our Formatting Your Document in MLA Format tutorial. So in this video I'm just going to quickly walk you through how to format a document into MLA format. MLA stands for Modern Language Association. It's just one of a handful of formats that writers use to format their documents basically for publication. Editors and journals that professional writers submit to require these formats for writing to keep everything uniform. In college, we use these formats just to make sure that everybody formats their essay the same way and that they learn how to format their essay in a way that looks professional and neat. So we're just going to walk through how to format a blank document in MLA format. You might notice that I'm in Google Docs. I'm going to start in Google Docs because I think a lot of students like to work in Google Docs. And then I'll end in Microsoft Word in case some of you have Microsoft Word. Just so you know, if you would like Microsoft Word on your device, it comes free through the school. There is a document in Blackboard under the Assignments tab. It's either in your technology folder or it's a document that says Help with Technology. It's in the Assignments tab on Blackboard, and this document can help you get Microsoft Word free from the school if you want to upload Microsoft Word to your device so you don't have to use Google Docs. But I'm going to start in Google Docs and in Microsoft Word and basically just walk you through how to format a blank document. Formatting is worth 10% of your grade on essays. So it's not a giant chunk of the grade, but it's enough to keep you from getting an A if you don't format your document. It takes a few minutes, so make sure that you're formatting your documents. So to have MLA format, you have to make sure that your font is in Times New Roman. So Times New Roman font, 12 point. So you can see here that Google Docs does not set it automatically to the right font and the right size. So you want to change those things. Then you want to go into your spacing. And you want to go into your spacing and you should choose double. If you've ever noticed that when you're writing an essay and you write paragraphs and you try to hit enter to go to the next paragraph, sometimes it leaves a space between your paragraphs that's very annoying, and you should not have that. I think here on Google Docs, it would normally say, you don't want to choose add a space before or after your paragraph. You can also go into custom spacing, and these numbers should be at 0. So here in my Google Doc, it's correct, but you should always check to make sure that there's no spaces happening before or after your paragraphs. So that's it. Times New Roman, 12-point font, double space. Make sure there's no spaces happening after your paragraphs. To have a correctly formatted essay in MLA format, you should include your name, then you should have your professor's name, then you should have the class. I'm fine if you write, the class number, such as ENG 101, ENG 102, ENG 248, or if you write out the name of the class, that's fine as well. But normally people just put the number. And then the last thing is the date. Date is really important because the date has to be in a very specific format. You have to put day, month, year. So let's say the 21st of September, 2021 is my date. So that's what my date would look like. You don't have to put the word date and the date, just the date in MLA format, which is day, month, year. MLA format requires that you have a title. I really hate titles. I'd rather not write a title, but it is required. So that title can be anything you want it to be. You can write Essay 1. If it's Essay 1, you can write research paper. I don't care what the title is. And then the last thing that you want to make sure that you do is insert a page number. So there should be a page number here in the upper right-hand corner. To insert that page number, you come up here to Insert. Page numbers is an option. Make sure to choose the page number option. That puts it in the upper right-hand corner of the document, and it will do that for you. You also have the option, if you would like, to add your last name and a space before the page number. So the page numbers will be there automatically for each page. You can also add your last name space. That is technically correct MLA format. I do not take off points if students don't put their last name, but if you want to, you can. But notice now how the page number and the last name is not in the correct font. So now I have to double click back on this, highlight it, and make sure that the page number is also in Times New Roman 12-point font. And then one more really quick, very quickly, just make sure when, I forgot to mention when you put your title, to make sure that the title is center aligned. The rest of the essay should always be left aligned. Please do not justify your lines. I know some students like to do that. It makes it look pretty, it makes it look even on both sides, but it also makes it much more difficult for me to read your essay if it is justified. So left aligned. So your heading will be left aligned, your title will be center aligned, the rest of the essay will be left aligned. When you start a new paragraph, you always have to hit the tab button one time. If you hit the tab button, it's in the upper left-hand corner of your keyboard, it says tab. That will put the correct amount of space at the beginning of each of your paragraphs. Please do not hit the space bar a bunch of times. That is never a good idea. When you upload it to Blackboard, it's going to be a mess. And then you just start typing in your paragraphs, right? So tab at the beginning of each paragraph. When you start a new paragraph, you will hit the tab button again. So now I'm going to go into Microsoft Word and just show students what it looks like in Microsoft Word. It's the exact same thing. Open a blank document. I highly recommend that you open a blank document and format it before you start typing up any of your essays. Most of your essays for college will be in MLA format. A few will be in other formats such as APA. They look very similar to MLA format, so as long as you learn MLA format correctly, you'll be able to make those little tweaks to put your essays into other formats. So in Microsoft Word, again, make sure it's at Times New Roman, 12-point font. Here you'll go into the paragraph drop-down. So just showing you guys one more time, this little arrow at the end of paragraph. Paragraph drop-down. You want to make sure that your spacing before and after are both 0. Your line spacing should be at double. You hit the OK button, it does it automatically. Then you want to make sure you insert a page number as well. So insert, you go to page number, top of the page, choose the option that puts it in the upper right-hand corner. Again, you can type your last name and space, but again, Microsoft Word doesn't put it in the right font, so now I have to put it back in Times New Roman 12. Same thing in the header, right? Name, professor's name, class, date. all left aligned. When we get to the title, title needs to be center aligned. Add a title, hit enter, go back to left aligned, and at the beginning of each paragraph, make sure you hit the tab button. So that's how you format a document in MLA format. If you are using Microsoft Word, then when you go File, Save As, it's just going to ask you to name your document. But if you are using Google Docs, you're going to hit File, Download, and the first option here is Microsoft Word. Please do not save your document as any of these other formats. Always Microsoft Word document. The reason that I'm asking for that is not because I like Microsoft Word so much more than PDFs or anything else. The reason for that is when you upload it to Blackboard and I go to grade it, if it is not a Microsoft Word document, Blackboard is not going to allow me to make comment bubbles. Those are crucial to you getting a good grade and being able to revise your essay for more points. If I can put comment bubbles on your essay, I can tell you exactly where to make changes. Do not share a Google Doc with me. I do not like to get invitations to Google Docs in my email. I will lose them and then I will not grade your work. You have to hit File, Download, save it as a Microsoft Word document, and then upload it to Blackboard. So all assignments have to be uploaded to Blackboard for me to grade them. So that's everything you need to know about formatting your document and making sure that it looks great and you get those extra 10 points on your essays.